Balaam said, "Build me 7 altars here, and then prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams." Balak did it. They sacrificed a bull. "Stand watch here beside your whole burnt offering while I go for myself. Maybe God will come and meet me. Wherever he shows, I'll report to me." Then he went off by himself. God's deed made him. "I've set up 7 altars. Return to Balak and give him this message." He went back and gave him the message. Balak said to Balaam, "What's this? I brought you here to curse my enemies, and all you've done is bless them." Balaam answered, "Don't I have to be careful to say what God gives me to say? God with me, go with me to another place from which you can only see the outskirts. From there, curse them for my sake." So he took them to the watchman's meadow at the top of Pisgah. He built 7 altars there and offered a ram. "Take up your station here beside." God met with Balaam and gave him a message. He said, "Return Balak and give him this message." Balaam returned and found him stationed beside. What did God say? "On your feet, listen carefully. God is not man, one given to lies, and not a son of man changing his mind. Did he speak and not do what he says? Does he promise and not come through? I was brought here to bless, and now he's blessed. How can I change that?" "Well, if you can't curse them, at least don't bless them. Didn't I tell you earlier, all God speaks, only God speaks, that's what I speak. Please let me take you to another place. Maybe we can find the right place so that God will see the right thing." By now, Balaam realized that God wanted to bless Israel, so he didn't work in any sorcery as he had done earlier. He turned and looked out over the wilderness, and Balaam looked. He saw Israel camped tribe by tribe. The Spirit of God came on him, and he spoke a message. Balak lost his temper. He shook his fist. He said to Balaam, "I got you in here to curse my enemies and what you've done. Bless them 3 times. Get out of here and go home. I told you I would pay you well, but you're getting nothing. You can blame God." Balaam said to Balak, "Didn't I tell you up from where you sent your emissaries?" And then he continued to bless them. While Israel was camped at Shittim, the man began to have sex with the Moabite women. It started with the women invited the men to their sex and religion worship. They ate together and then worshipped their gods. Israel ended up joining the worship. God was furious, his anger blazing out against Israel. God said to Moses, "Take all the leaders of Israel and kill them by hanging, leaving them publicly exposed in order to turn God's anger away from Israel." Moses issued orders to the judges. "Each of you must execute the men under your jurisdiction who joined in the worship of Baal." Just then, while everyone was weeping in penitence at the entire tent of meeting, an Israelite man, flaunting his behavior in front of Moses and the whole assembly, paraded a Midianite woman into his family tent. Someone saw what he was doing, grabbed his spear, and followed him into the tent. With one thrust, he drove the spear through the two of them, the man of Israel and the woman, right through their midsections. That stopped the plague from continuing amongst the people of Israel, but 24,000 had already died. God spoke to Moses, "This man has stopped my anger against the people of Israel because he was as jealous for my honors as I am. I didn't kill all the people of Israel in my zeal, so tell them that I was making a covenant of peace with them. He and his descendants are joined in the covenant of eternal priesthood because he was zealous for his God and made atonement." The name of the man of Israel who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, son of Salu, the head of the Simonite family, and the name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, daughter of Zor. God spoke to Moses, "From here on, take the Midianites, your enemies. Fight them tooth and nail. They turned out to be your enemies when they seduced you into the business. And that woman, daughter of the Midianite, the woman who was killed,